Hey guys, you're here live with MVI, and I wanted to show you guys another tutorial of our smart CD player, again, that can be added to any vehicle with CarPlay. Now we are in a 2016 GMC Sierra with the factory CarPlay, but it doesn't have to be a Chevy or a GMC. It can be literally any vehicle, Ford, whatever, as long as it's got CarPlay. And if you don't have the factory CD and you want to be able to play your CDs, we've got this piece here. So I want to go through kind of the operations of this, and I'm also putting together an instruction guide. But so basically, regardless of your car, if it has CarPlay and it needs to be turned on, so if you've got a different vehicle that it's a different interface than this, obviously you need to know how to access this. Even if you use Android Auto, it's got to have CarPlay, and it does need to be able to be wired and plugged in. So I'm going to go through the operations on how this guy works, and we'll go from there. So the system runs on a little dongle, and basically this is kind of like the processor to run it through CarPlay, which takes the load off the actual factory CD player, or the factory USB port, basically is what it does. So you can run this CD player without this dongle, but eventually you're probably going to burn that port out because it's not built to handle the data. So this is required really to take the load off and make it faster and more user-friendly. And it does come with two cables. You do have a USB-C to USB-C, so this will plug into here, super simple, and then plug into your USB-C port of the vehicle. I don't have one here, so I can't test that for you. Mine's a normal USB, so it simply plugs into the USB port here, and then it's going to plug into the same CarPlay USB port that you use to plug your phone in to run CarPlay or Android Auto. So you're just gonna, and you may have multiple ports, but it needs to be one of those that you can plug into to run CarPlay in this instance on the factory system. So that's what this piece is. Super simple to hook up. And the other side has a USB to it. Our USB, or our CD player, excuse me, has a USB cable coming off of it. This is simply going to plug into the side here, okay? And that's going to communicate to this device. And then from there, we're going to access everything right up here on the screen. So once inside of here, first question is, well, how do I use my CarPlay or Android Auto? Well, it switches it to wireless. So the first thing I'm going to do is walk you through that. So the first thing you'll need to do is access, in my case, I'm an iPhone. So I'm going to press the green CarPlay button. If you're an Android, you press the white Android button, and then it's going to walk you through it. So I'm going to do CarPlay for you. And it's going to take me to this page here. And it wants to know, do we want to connect? So it tells you right down here, go to settings, which I just did, and then Bluetooth. And then we're going to look for Aurora 1013, which I'm doing right here. It's asking me if I want to pair, which I do. And do I want to allow my contacts to go through? Yes, allow. And now you can see the screen just changed. Another message came up on the phone, use CarPlay. So it's doing its thing. And now you're going to see the CarPlay interface come up, only it's wireless. So now you can go in and use your functions of CarPlay like you normally would. If you're an Android phone and you're trying to set up Android, your Android interface would look just like it does when you use it normally, only wireless. So Big thing I want to point out here, this guy here, since I'm in a GMC, it reads it. You could be a completely different vehicle, I don't know, but this takes you back to the normal interface, which is what you're going to want to use to control your CD player. So again, that takes me back to Carplay and or Android Auto. If I were to press Android and had an Android phone paired, and this is going to control our CDs right here, this icon right here. So once this interface is up, we've got a CD player or CD put in. We can then go to our files. So here is the CD interface. And to avoid artist whatever, I can't really play the audio, but it's there. So you can go in here, and this guy right here will list all your tracks. Now, due to regulations and everything else, to display the actual track name would have cost a lot more, so we couldn't do that. You guys know your CDs anyway, so you can just go ahead and switch tracks if you want. Okay. So then the next question I have is, so now how do I do mapping and listen to the CD at the same time? And so we're just either going to go back or home. Okay. Back is going to take me right back here. And so I want to do mapping, Carplay. And we can do maps. Okay. We've got the audio still playing. And then from here, it's just like any other CarPlay usage. You can press this to do the split screen. One more time, I think. No, from here you go here. So you go back and forth to your pages. We've got the split screen right here, and if you wanted to switch over to, in this instance, I've got an podcast going on my iPhone, so I could override the CD player and play that. We can do full screen. Then I got asked today, how do I change tracks and whatnot? And that's a good question. So when you're in CarPlay, just simply, now I want to do this to show you. Well, I'm going to show you two things. So either just hit your track forward or back on your radio control. It also works with steering wheel. Okay, so I'm going to show you it live here. So if I go back here, okay, and go to the normal interface, watch the track numbers here. They will switch. So it just went to 5. Or I can go back to 3. And then I'm going to try and get up close for you without screwing things up. But I'm also going to use the steering wheel. So I'm going to go track forward. It just changed. Or track back twice. Now I'm on 2. So there you have it. That's the controls for the system. This thing will auto connect once you're paired. It does take about 15-20 seconds once you jump in and turn on the car, but once you're paired, it'll go ahead and auto connect for wireless, whether you're using the CD or not. And then lastly, I think if you want to go back to your factory screen, again, I'm in a GMC, so I don't know how if you're a Ford or whatever else, use your factory controls. And now I'm back to my factory screen, where I could do nav or whatever else I want. Switch to radio. Okay. Or if I want to go back to the interface, I'm going to go home. Press the icon that's lit up. I know it doesn't come through very well. And since we did stop it, we do have to play it again. And now we're playing again. So One other thing I will point out, when you go to eject the CD, which is on the player itself, so when we go to eject it, okay, and let's say you go to put another one in. I don't have one here to put in, but we're going to load it up. If you're in maps or something, so if I'm over here, it's not going to automatically play, okay? So if you're doing your maps or whatever, it's not going to automatically play. You are going to have to go in and activate it again. Okay, and it did just pick up on the last memory because it's the same CD, and from here I can go ahead and change tracks. We can do the list. We can go back to home. And again, if you want to change tracks from here, just use your factory controls or your steering wheel controls. You'll see that just change right now. So there you have it, guys. I'm going to put together an instruction PDF for these as well, because there has been some confusion on this. But this is a very good little system if you want to retain your CDs and listen to them in that vehicle that doesn't have it. As long as you have that factory CarPlay setting. Again, if you're in another vehicle besides GM, you need to be able to make sure you've got Apple CarPlay and that it's on. And from there, you've got your CDs. So, thanks for watching. Hope you guys have a great day.